Hey there, I'm Victor, a product manager here at Blinq, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to get started on our Blinq business dashboard. So let's start here on the home page. This is where we show you all your vital information up front, day in, day out. So things like creating individual cards, bulk uploading thousands of cards, creating templates, managing your team members, and connecting all your CRM systems and any sort of downstream system that needs this information. You also have things like your templates, which will go in depth, your active campaigns, which we'll talk about in a second, and recommended actions and things like your latest contacts to show you who's coming into your system live. You also have a list of our latest and greatest features, and I'd keep an eye on this bottom section. So left nav, we'll go through some of these team members, campaigns, contacts, and all the assets your teams may have, like cards, email signatures, virtual backgrounds, and accessories. Let's take one step back and actually start with one of the most important things, which is getting your account ready to go. And the key piece of this is actually connecting the systems you need. So I'd start here, the integrations and the settings page. In here, you can select the CRM of your choice when it comes to exporting contacts and their details. And so in this case, for something as easy as a HubSpot connection, we actually take you through a very easy step-by-step guide that lets you connect the HubSpot account, select the account you want to link the contacts to, and done. And so if you have any questions at all during these parts, or you don't see an integration you may need, contact support@blinq.me, or even make a feature request for integrations. We monitor this list daily. So now that you have your systems connected and you know they're ready to get all this valuable enriched information about contact, the next step is really connecting your team members. You want to get your team members on this platform and using it. There's a variety of ways of doing this in Blinq. There is the ability to add team members via email, which is fantastic and lets you point to a specific person and tell them, hey, I want you to accept this card and this email signature or any other assets. There's also a really cool way, which is inviting them via a link. And this is our personal preferred method. So in this case, we have one template. We're soon going to create a second one in this video. But in this case, I have one template called primary staff. I can copy this link, send it off on Slack via email, and anybody with the appropriate email can now gain access to my workspace. We find that this is by far the fastest method of getting your team up to speed and on a platform versus inviting them yourself manually. There's also another way to invite team members, and this involves card provisioning, and some of you may know as Azure AD. So this is where connecting a large system like Microsoft Azure AD actually provisions cards for you. And so down here, we have all the provisioning information you may need to go to your IT team and tell them you'd like information from your system and your directory to go directly to Blinq. We also allow you to sync profile pictures, which a lot of places don't. And this actually lets you take both the information about your employees and their images and bring them in as team members automatically. In this case, you can also customize the behavior around how they come into the Blinq platform with card settings. So you can actually enforce, based off the information you have in your system, what template they should have. You may have a marketing template that goes to your marketing department in this case. You may have an executive template with a different type of card and a different link on the card that should go just to the executive team. So you can search off department, job title, division, email, and even organization. So this is for those really at scale who are potentially processing hundreds or thousands of people at an ongoing rate. And this is all done automatically in Blinq. So there you go. Those are your three ways really to add team members manually, via link, and then via provisioning. It's really, really seamless in this system. Now you have a team member in place. Great. You have a list of their assets here. You can actually visually see, I'm taking a look here at Kelsey. I can see he's got a card. I can see he has an email signature. This is a great way to kind of check up on if your team members have made any edits, if you've allowed them to make edits, or to really quickly create an asset for them. And so in this case, we can take a look at Melissa's card directly from this page, which makes it really easy to manage my team and take a look at really what they're seeing. But let's take a step back. Really, in order to enable scale, you're going to be creating these cards with templates. What this lets you do is just create and manage one template and let your team members fill it out. And that's really where scale and efficiency comes in. So let's actually go through creating a template. Let's start with a brand new template. Let's go completely new, fresh canvas, and let's take a look at what it's like. We start with this very basic empty template because we know really we want to let you be creative in here. So in this case, we're going to do, let's say, my new marketing teams, and they are a North American marketing team. In this template editor, you can now manage things a variety of ways. You can manage access to this template. We really want to give you as much control to then give control or not control to your team. And so what I mean by that is things like company logos, for example, can either be shared or individual. And shared means only the admin or only the owner of this organization can manage this. Maybe I don't want my team members to be able to modify my company logo in order to keep it very standard. And so in this case, I'm going to add a made up company logo called Vivanta. We default it to the header if you don't have a header, and I'll show you that in a second. But in this case, I've set a logo. I've set it to shared, which means only myself, the admin, and other admins can do this. Now I have the company logo in the middle. profile picture, for example, this is defaulted to individual because of course we'd like your individuals to set their pictures. And so this is all right. I'll leave it here. Make this field as optional. No, I'd like it to be required. I do want my team to fill this out before they gain access to their cards. Then I can do things like this eyeball icon, which lets me hide the field from even being modified by a team member. But in this case, I'm going to add a cover photo. Let's add something generic. Let's move it around. Let's zoom in, make it really obvious. And so again, this has been set by an admin. And so my team members who use this template or who are invited to this template can't change it. I'm even going to lock these fields potentially, or I can come in and make more changes. So let's leave them unlocked and let's move down to theme. I can add a custom color. This is where if your brand team has a custom hex they'd like to put in, you can put it in here or just kind of drag and drop and select. Really, we want this to be as aligned to your company brand as possible. Custom font. This is also another one of our great features. I have a custom font sent for this workspace already, but what you may want to do is actually upload your own custom font. In this case, this guy right here. We'll upload it, we'll see it. You want to make sure that you have the rights to it, and then we're good to go. In this case, this font has already been set. We're happy with it. I think we'll stick to Santoshi. This is the final part of this template. These are the fields that are on the card. We already have a field like name, but we want to add things like job title. And again, you're prompted with this same format that says shared or individual. Individual meaning the team member will add it. We will actually make this field optional if my team members want to add their job title. In this case, I'm going to add a company name, but for company name, I don't want to let my team members change it. In this case, I'm going to enforce it as a shared field. And then let's add one more, something like a company URL. We don't want to let them do it, so we'll put it to shared, and we'll put in our trusty google.com and label it however we want. And so you can go on and on and on with these fields, setting some of them to be shared, which means only the admin sets them and nobody else can modify them, or making them individual, meaning when your team members get access to this template, they need to fill it out. And so I'm going to hit this eyeball icon now, which is going to hide all the other fields, which means my team members, even if they go in and try to edit the card, they can't. And so this is really a great way to control your brand and ensure consistency. There's some final settings up here where we can enforce adding where we met detail, and this is when you share a contact, you'll get this really valuable information that explains and shows the actual location of where you were met. And this is really a great thing. I usually default to on. And then you can remove branding from the card specifically if you have access to a premium or a business account in this case. And there you go. There's your template. It'll show you a preview of your QR code if you need. You can display a very specific logo or put in your existing company logo. I'll keep it nice and clean, and we can create this template. Now that we have this template created, marketing and primary staff, let's go into the actual business cards. So let's take a look at a list of all of our existing digital business cards. You'll see this banner that reminds me that I have 4 team members that potentially don't have cards. It's a great reminder to know people who are on the team who may not have any assets created for them, to give them a little nudge into the right direction and maybe assign them a template. Let's go pick a card. Let's take a look at Veronica's card. In this case, she's on my team. So this is Veronica's card, and so this will give us a view of the card she's claimed, especially when she's claimed it from a template. It's a great way to kind of check to make sure that your team members are in here and have taken the card correctly, or even if you want to reuse their card, post it on a banner somewhere, put it on the website. You can actually copy all the valuable information about this card. As an admin, you can also go in and overwrite specific settings about the card. This is great if you have a very special use case for a very special person. You'll see that Veronica is under a template, but if I wanted to, I could actually reassign her to something else. So that cards page is a great place to go make very specific team member changes. Let's go to contacts. This is probably one of my favorite pages and probably one of the most important pages in the Blinq dashboard. This is where all your live contacts that you and your entire team are making come in. And so we'll surface all the information, whether it's come from badge scanning, QR scanning, enrichment, everything that's happened on one of these contacts. These contacts all sync in real time, and all the information that you see in your phone on the app on the contact appear here. So we'll have things like the actual campaign, and we'll click on that later. We'll have things like the notes made by my team members appear here, whether they're AI note taker summaries or they're real notes. In this case, this is an AI note taker summary where I can continue off and share them individually. Now, of course, all of this information here appears in your CRM as you've configured it in the settings page. That's why it's so important to get that CRM set up first. You'll even get AI enabled features if you have them turned on, which again are controlled in the settings page here. So all the items with the sparkles are AI enriched, and these are valuable key pieces of information that if you've enabled them, really take your contacts to the next level in in terms of valuable enrichment and more information about what you need to build a meaningful relationship. We go back to the contacts. This is also where you'll start to notice workspace tags. So let's talk about workspace tags briefly. Now, your team members can add tags themselves on the contacts, but you can also enforce tagging from a business. If you have a very specific way that you tag or triage your contacts and leads, you can actually start this process up front. And so you can go in here and say warm, you can set statuses. We've seen customers set statuses. You can set it as a event if you needed to, Canva 2026 if you went to the keynote. Setting these workspace tags here means that now all my team members in their app can now go in and immediately start tagging all their contacts with these tags. This ensures really consistent data, and it's really important. We've seen it perform incredibly well with large teams because now your CRMs are filled with rock solid consistent tagging, and it makes triaging a lot easier. Speaking of triaging, let's get to one of my favorite features, which is campaigns. Let me give you a brief gist of campaigns. So campaigns really will allow you to extract the most value out of your teams. Let's take a look at one of my existing campaigns like Q2 2026. I'm able to set a period of time, a goal, an ROI, and a potential cost, and I can actually track how each one of my team members are performing in this campaign. So this lets me know when I go to events or I send my team off on a specific initiative, it lets me really understand how they're performing, how I'm performing as a business. Have I gone to the right events? Have I gone to the wrong events? Have I sent the right people? Is there something I can be doing better? So let's actually go through setting up a campaign. We've kept the user experience as simple and straightforward as possible while keeping it as valuable and rich as possible. And so in here, we'll set some very basic information about the campaign. We'll say we're doing PAX 2027. Let's get ahead of it. You can set very specific dates. We'll set this one in the future. Let's say it's this weekend, and we'll actually set it back to 26. Time zones. This is important on knowing when you want your campaign to be active. Currency, again, we support all currencies around the world, and so it's important to set this. And let's say it's going to be two $50 tickets, so campaign cost, and my average contract value in this case, let's say something around $1,000. Campaign location, this lets you then triage based off of where it happens, but let's keep it very simple and let's call it San Diego Convention Center. Let's make this one in the US. You can also set goals, and we have quite a few new goals coming out in Blinq, but for today, we're just going to set leads as a goal. And so this is how many leads I want my team members to capture while at the campaign. In this case, let's set it to a manageable 15. Auto tagging. I showed you workspace tags, and those tags apply at the entire workspace level, which means anybody in your team can use them at any time. Campaign auto tags, however, are tagged by the campaign automatically. So this means if I meet a person during this campaign, they will be tagged automatically with this tag. This is a great way to remove even more technology out of your team's way so that they can just really focus on making connections. So in this case, there are a few tags that I know in my CRM I really want to keep track of if I meet these people, and this is event met. Let's say any contact met at an event. And now let's get to the important part, which is assigning people. I want to get the right people in the right place. So I know that Victor is going to be in here, and I know that Veronica is going to be in here. And now I can also configure my CRM. In this case, I don't have HubSpot connected today, and if I wanted to, I could configure HubSpot directly from here. Campaigns link directly to HubSpot. They also link to Salesforce, but you can continue to use all your CRM integrations in parallel. So you don't need to worry if you don't have HubSpot campaigns or if you don't have Salesforce campaigns, Blinq campaigns will continue to work. In this case, it's just an extra cherry on top to let you connect your direct Blinq campaign into your direct HubSpot campaign. So in this case today, I'll skip this part. This campaign will start automatically once we enter the time period, and the team members that are assigned to it will have their contacts assigned to that campaign. We also have some completed campaigns. We have an average goal completion. This really helps you keep track of, are we setting goals correctly? Are we competing? Are we providing as much value as we could be as an organization? Are we going to the right events? You can really start to understand your ROI on these events the more campaigns you use. So it's really one of my favorite features. And that's Blinq campaigns. So now let's talk about the rest of the suite. Really high level, we've gone through cards. We also have email signatures, which is a fantastic way to keep your brand really consistent through all your email signatures. In this case, I've just assigned 2 of my team members. We also have virtual backgrounds, which is really a great cherry on top to have your teammates keep a really consistent brand when they're on calls. In this case, again, it's those 2 team members. And then finally, we have a variety of accessories. In this case, NFCs. This is a great way for you to get customized cards and to really add that physical touch to your presence at events or making connections. This is all done from within the platform. You can do it as an admin, and then your team members will also have a similar view where they can manage their NFC accessories. So we've gone through a lot today. We've gone through what it means to onboard onto the Blinq business dashboard, to add the right team members, to card provision, to creating a template and everything in in between with all our other products. Now, if you ever have any questions, you can always contact support@blinq.me and we'll always get back to you. If you're curious or interested in things like event lead capture, which can really take your business to the next level, you can also contact us at customersuccess@blinq.me, and there's a team ready to answer any questions you have about that. So I hope you're ready to use your Blinq dashboard, and don't hesitate to reach out.